Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V, series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This was not the item I was intending to review, but it's kind of a consolation prize item, I guess. We'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Valiant Thor shirt. One of a couple that I have that are actually exactly identical. What is Valiant Thor, though? Valiant Thor is a band that have been around since the latest, like the early 2000s, maybe into like the late 90s. I'm not 100% on that. But they've been around for quite a while now. They're sort of like a southern rock, stoner metal kind of band. I don't know, they kind of, blend genres a little bit, but they definitely have kind of a southern twang to what they do, and I really like their stuff. I'm not a huge, I like some southern metal and stuff like that. Stoner metal, I'm a little bit more here or there on, but there's some good stuff there. But I became aware of these guys, like, back probably my late teenage years. And I was fortunate enough, several years back, they actually ended up playing nearby where I live, and I was like, cool, man, so I got a couple of shirts, got some pictures with them. I also went over there and got some videos of their performance. Those videos are on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check out their stuff. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the direction of their music, because I think they're really good. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it a consolation prize? Well, folks, that's because it happens to be, sure, why not? Boom! It's sliders. Specifically, these are King Hawaiian Ham and Swiss sliders from Casey's, which, if you're unfamiliar, Casey's is a gas station / convenience store chain. I've reviewed plenty of their stuff, over the years that I've been doing the show. And the thing is, I did specifically go to Casey's with the idea of reviewing something because I'd heard that they had pulled pork sliders. And I was like, ooh, that'll be fun to review. I never know when the hell to go to Casey's for their fresh food. No idea. Because it never seems to be the right time. Like, I went there at 12:30 because I figured, okay, it's a little afternoon. That should be like the perfect opportunity. Lunchtime, certainly they're going to start putting out stuff. No, man, all they had was, just the pizza. Which was, to be fair, I actually like Casey's pizza. But, and this isn't the first time I've run into that problem. So it's like, I don't know, I guess I got to go later in the day. But they did have these made available. They were in their little cooler section and everything. And I figured, So, let's go ahead. Let's open up the thing. And then let's get a thing for the thing. We get a thing for a thing, I think. Try to get a good thing for the thing. Looks like that. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. It looks like that. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, let's try out some little ham and Swiss sliders. Sure, they'll be fine. Casey's tends to be pretty decent when it comes to their food. You can definitely taste the King Hawaiian. Which, if you're unfamiliar, that's like the brand of the bun. Has kind of a little bit of a sweetness to it. You can taste that, which is nice. Ham doesn't taste too bad. It's actually some decent, cut ham. It's got a little thickness to it. You're getting a decent amount. I'm sure it benefits from the fact that it's in a slider format because, allows you to pile it up a little bit higher. The Swiss I don't think it's particularly great Swiss. Yeah. It's a very, very mild Swiss. Very, very mild. Kind of works out for me. I don't actually like Swiss all that much unless it's melted. But just straight by itself, like, I don't know. I've never been huge on the flavor. Uh, so again, it kind of works for me a little bit, but like at the same time, I also recognize that like that's not great Swiss. That's very weak Swiss. You get kind of a sort of a general sort of light cheesiness from it, and then you get sort of a hint of that Swiss cheese flavor kind of at the end. But yeah, it's not particularly engaging. I mean, for what they are, they're not terrible or anything. Hmm. See how much I paid for these? No, it doesn't. I forget exactly how much I paid for. Do I have a receipt? No, I do not. Okay, well, because this was one of those items where it was going to be kind of like my opinion may be swayed a little bit by the price, but I apparently lost the receipt at some point. I mean, for what it is, it's not terrible, but it's not great. It's a gas station sandwich. I would say the best aspect of it is the King Hawaiian bun, because it does have that sweetness to it, and that really kind of adds a lot, because the rest of it is somewhat bland. Like, the ham ain't bad, but it's not great. The Swiss cheese is definitely the non-factor here. Like, it really doesn't add much to the overall. I mean, I'm sure it does a little bit, but like, I could probably ditch the Swiss cheese and not have it make much of a difference. But yeah, I mean, going into it, well, with it being again a gas station, little gas station sliders, you got to be kind of realistic with what you're expecting. Um, Again, they're fine, but two questions have to be asked: would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I'm gonna go with probably not, and if you really want to. I think for me personally, like KFC's again, I do think they actually have some pretty solid food items. Their best stuff typically is like their, like freshly made stuff. Again, if you can find the time, which they actually have it out and available, good for you. Their pizza's pretty good. But I think even if I were just gonna go off their little cooler section of kind of fresh-ish food items, I'd probably go for like one of their subs or one of their other sandwiches. These aren't bad, but like there's so little to them that I really, for me, I needed them to be better than this. And again, I understand like it's a gas station item, so it's not. But even still, when all you're doing is having a bun, some ham, and some cheese, I would like to get, I'd like it to be a little bit rewarding, for what it is. And really, the best part of it is the King Hawaiian. Maybe if the cheese had been a little bit stronger, the ham you could almost get away with. Almost. But either they need to up the ham a little bit or up the cheese by a lot. Either one of those things, I think, would have, kind of put it into that bracket of like, sure, maybe get this again. But as is, I just get other stuff. If I'm recommending it, though, it's not bad. Like, I'll say that, like, when it comes to gas station stuff, the reality of it is always convenience, right? That's probably what you're there for. You're probably not there because, you want it or because, it's your best option. It's just, well, it's convenient. From a convenience standpoint, you could do worse. 1,000%, you could do 1,000 times worse. KC's, even at their worst, is still typically okay by gas station standards, like I'd say they're a little bit better than average. And I think these fall into that. These are a little bit better than average, like there's nothing bad about them. They're just a little bit meh. So, if for convenience sake, sure. But once you take convenience out of the factor, if you take, like, there's just no reason. Like, you could go to, a Burger King, or you could go to a McDonald's and get yourself something that's probably not going to be that much different price-wise, and probably going to be a little bit more rewarding. But if you just want some, ham and cheese sliders, they're more than serviceable. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of the month, Spanish rest of your folks. Give me yourselves a truly. Why doesn't Casey's have their fresh food stuff available tastic rest of their lives, man? I'm telling you, I just don't get it. Like I said, I guess I'll just have to go at some time in the afternoon. I mean, not today. I'm not making 2 damn trips, but, Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And, folks, when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do. If you've ever been to Casey's and you've actually spotted them with, like, their full line of fresh food available, let me know what time it happened to be. I genuinely like to know, because I don't know. Like I said, I think maybe once. I think I was out and about doing something, and I happened to hit up a Casey's, and it just so happened to be the right time. And I mean, some of that probably just comes down to, whenever, like, their resident, like, cook comes in to go over there and make that shit. I don't know, but it's baffling to me. It's like an X-Files episode. The Case of Casey's. Casey case. There we go, that's it. Anyway.